Join two sisters who explore the couples that fandoms adore. We write their stories in the night, in the glow of computer light. Eyes connect, clothing flies, in our head canon love never dies. Stencils that leave us pining, in deep forums we are mining. For this journey, better strap in, because we all know that shit happens.
Welcome to the podcast that explores the couples fans can't stop dreaming about from the pop culture you love. Because when it comes to your favorite incestuous vampire family, we're in Deep Ship.
We're your host. I'm Emily.
And I'm Rachel. She likes nerd culture.
And she likes making podcasts. So we thought we'd join forces to make a podcast that gives a glimpse into fandoms and their favorite ships.
And we want to look into the ships you want to know about. So send us your favorite ships or something you don't understand and want to learn more about, and we will put an episode together about it. We are literally scrapping for ideas. Bathroom walls, guys. Hang tight for that one.
Yes, just wherever we can find them. What are we going to talk about?
And we got something good to talk about today.
Yes, we went back into our past.
We wanted something fun. We wanted something lighthearted, and we wanted something we have extensive base knowledge on so that we can get back on our publication schedule. And this week we are hitting a classic, which is a near and dear part in our hearts from our adolescence. And that is, of course, the one, the only Twilight.
Yeah.
Splitty, glitty, 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 glitty.
The Hoa Hoa. Was it Hoa?
Hoa, hoa, hoa.
Or Muse. Oh, I should have
Muse.
listened to some Muse.
Shoot, I didn't pick any songs for any of the
I
couples.
was like, if Rachel doesn't pick a Muse song.
Well, there's too many couples. I was too busy frantically
no.
writing the script the day before we recorded.
No, we're breaking the format here. This is a little different.
Yes, because it's nice to have a little bit of fun every once in a while. But in case you are not familiar, Twilight is the book by
Stephanie Meyer.
Stephanie Meyer, and it was first published in 2008. The book centers around two teens in rural Washington.
In the first, we have our hero, the main character, and I think the perspective, the head you're in for the books, and that's Bella Swan. She's the kind of every girl stand-in. So not a whole lot of physical description because she looks just like you. Mm-hmm. She's mousy, she's introverted, she's unathletic, but definitely skinny. Still gotta be skinny.
I literally remember that's like, because that was formed in my adolescent mind, that in the book it's like she was unathletic, but she was slender and thin and skinny. And I was like, okay, I get it. I was like, no, I want to be skinny.
My vampire, she moves from Arizona.
Arizonia.
I know, did you type that on purpose?
Yeah, Arizona. That's from the other vampires, what we do in the shadow. Forgot the guy's name, the persona that he takes on, but it's something Arizona. Yeah, Arizona.
Because from Arizona to the rainy estate, Washington, due to some co-parenting troubles. And there she bumbles her way through high school, becoming the most special and prized member of a vampire clan.
Yes,
yeah,
and
so
she collects
clumsy.
lovers along the way. Literally
Yeah.
every male she encounters wants to love her. Which, again, set my expectations wrong for...
She doesn't know she's beautiful.
Of course not. And of course, she attracts everyone's attention, including that of Edward Cullen, who died of Spanish influenza in 1918. Or did he? As he was dying, a certain man named Dr. Carlisle Cullen, who's pretty important to the plot here, saved him by turning him into a vampire and then conscripted him into his pack of misfit vamps. I think he was number 3, right? Eddie's one of the originals.
Yeah, 2? I think.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know where they came from.
I don't remember
for some reason, I thought Esme was number 2. He picked his girlfriend. He picked a mate first, but
maybe then Edward, and then he wanted a mate for Edward, and
then he got
Rosalie,
but
they
that
didn't like each
work out.
other.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe
And
that
so
was
if you want some insight into Edward's personality, you can just like see our Buffy the Vampire Slayer special, because he's like literally is Angel. Like I have no doubt that Stephanie Meyer watched a lot of Angel or Buffy because he is guilt-stricken, he's self-righteous, he's self-punishing, and he even spends a significant amount of time in the garbage with some rats. And he also moonlighted as a vigilante at some point in his history. So I mean, the comparisons, they write themselves.
Right, he killed humans for a little bit, but only the bad ones.
Yes, because he can read minds. I guess we should say that.
Yeah,
So he
some,
was
like,
used
thought
that
policing,
power.
Yeah.
So he used that power to discern who was the good people and who was the bad people, and then he would snack on the ones he deemed not worthy.
Which Angel didn't even do that. He just hung out with the rats.
Yeah. Well, the rat thing happened after he dumped Bella. He literally went and lived in a dumpster. Or so, I don't know. I've watched a lot of TikTok videos about Edward or about Twilight.
Maybe he did. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, he wore the same shirt for 6 months. So says the person on TikTok I watched. And so they two meet, and he's living in this very importantly, vegetarian vampire clan in the most rainy part of the world, or America, so they can... Again, I wrote this and I'm leaving out so many details that are coming back to me. They live in the cloudy, rainy part of the world because their skin sparkles in the sun for some reason, because Stephanie Meyer dreamt it.
Yes. And she Googled place in America with the most rain and got the Pacific Northwest.
Right. And then she also
I think maybe
Googled
specifically
indigenous
for-
tribes in the area. And then she
Yeah.
also just took that and ran with it as well.
Yes. Just took a whole tribe of people. Yeah.
Just made up, just fanfic their whole culture.
Yeah. Their whole culture. Yeah. Their legends. Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there for our conversation tonight. But he lives there with his vegetarian vampire clan. They don't eat people, they just eat bears or something, or deer. And so they meet in high school. Another important thing, these vampires are literally immortal, and they choose to spend their time just role-playing high school students.
Just replaying high school over and over. High school, college.
Over.
Yeah.
Because the only people worthy of being vampires are teenagers, I guess.
Yeah,
Go figure.
yeah. The only ones in this book are, so.
That literally, I guess it kind of like fits to the teenage mentality of like, I'm going to live forever.
Right.
But he's like this quiet weirdo in this mysterious family that has fancy cars and nice designer clothes, but they don't really interact with anyone, and they're all dating each other. The Cullens are fucking weird. Like, let's just say that. They're big time weird. And then Bella's the new girl in town who has this magic, influence over everyone. Everyone's like, ooh, Bella. But anyways, long story short, the two meet, and despite him wanting to kill and eat her, they fall in love. And Stephanie Meyer then takes this situation and gives us these absolute bangers of lines that we all know and love. Like, and so the lion fell in love with the lamb. And you're my own personal brand of heroin. And then the classic improvised by Robert Pattinson, hold on tight, spider monkey. Swoon. No, okay. Then this just like sets the mood for how this intense teen novel series was adapted into a movie that they took seriously but came off not serious at all. And that's probably in large part who they cast, Kristen Stewart, right? And Robert Pattinson, who has like the most beautiful carved from marble by the old masters looking face. But he's just like the most unserious person in the world.
Can you hear Quinn in the background?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
she's
I'm
jingle
gonna
jangling.
Kick her out. Quinny,
She's got opinions.
go. Also, Robert Pattinson, his great acting when Bella walks into the science room and the fan blows and he's
It's just like, what were they doing? Like, what? I can't believe that was like an honest attempt at a good movie.
Yeah.
But apparently they're phenomena.
So good.
People eat them up. But essentially the lion falls in love with the lamb and vice versa. And there's some drama with the vampire government and also Bella's only other friend, who is secretly from a tribe of werewolves who shapeshift to fight the vampires. And this is stretched out over, 4 books?
But like, we don't need to care about what happened in Eclipse.
Yes. I started listening to the Overdue about that today, and it was a riot. And I didn't get to finish it, but I was like, dang, I wish I had started this earlier, because they also did one on Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
And apparently I had listened to that in the past. I just forgot everything about it.
Yeah. My coworker has the calendar. Did you see the calendar? Someone made a calendar in 2025 that's like all Twilight themed. It's all like pictures, and there's like anniversaries or like events from the book are in the calendar. So we were talking about it, and there's like just huge swaths of it where nothing happens because the books always take place over the same like set of 3 months.
Oh, really? I do.
Yeah, basically, it's like end of the school year. And we're just well, there should be things happening in these other months. Like, what happened? Like, what happened in Eclipse? And neither of us could come up with what happened in Eclipse.
Okay, so I don't remember Eclipse at all.
Nobody knows about Eclipse. Not important. It's just Edward Jacob drama the whole time. Oh. And then there's an army of baby vampires, of like newly turned vampires. I think you get all the Collins backstories too, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently that one escaped my memory, but Breaking Dawn, that one held on.
Yeah.
And that's what I was listening to today.
So
Correction.
ridiculous.
But over the course of these 4 books, we get love triangles, breakups, makeups, weird vampire bed-breaking sex, and even weirder werewolf/baby romance.
It's a choice.
This series is a trip. Yeah. What started as like a run-of-the-mill romance, like, turned just bonkers. And if you've made it to this year of our Lord 2026, like, you at least have some working knowledge of Twilight. Or if you're like us, it's played a big part of your informative years, right? And I'm thinking, Emily, you probably read it before I did. You were first introduced to Twilight before I.
Well, I know I was. Picture this.
Set the scene for me.
Set the scene. You're sitting on the school bus. It's outside of your middle school. It must be 7th grade because I'm there, and then our good friend Sarah, you're going to hear about, is also there, but Rachel's not there. Rachel's a year younger than me. Our friend Sarah, we're talking about, I guess, books. She says, I'm reading this great book. It's a romance. I go, ew. Then she says,
not for me.
Not in 7th grade. And then she says, it's about vampires. And I go, okay, now I'm interested. And that was Twilight. I remember,
what a pitch.
Picture. Yeah. I remember when Twilight entered my life, history was made. And that was, our friend Sarah introduced us. And then 15 years later, this same friend tricks me into reading Midnight Sun because she said she was going to read it. And I thought, like, fun, we'll do like a little 2-person book club. I'll read it too. And then she didn't read it.
Oh,
so
Sarah.
I just read all 600 pages of Midnight Sun.
For no reason.
For no reason. I remember
now you can reference it.
A trial. This is Twilight. So this Midnight Sun is the plot of Twilight, but from Edward's perspective and 100 pages longer.
Oh, God.
Because, so I remember it being a rough read. And then
I think this is not the first time you've mentioned this on the podcast. I don't remember. It was like one of the early ones that came up.
I want credit.
Yeah. You're like, I did it.
I did. I made it through. But yeah.
Well, that's good experience to have because in the notes you had references to Edward's brain that I didn't.
Apparently I remember. I mean, some of it's so wacky. It's memorable.
And also, didn't she write a gender swap version too?
Yeah, that one's called like Life and Death or something. I have not read that one. But yeah, she swapped the genders to be like, because people are like, oh, this is sexist. So
yeah, Bella's a damsel in distress constantly.
I don't know if she succeeded, but that's out there.
Okay, so that makes sense. At some point, I also heard about this novel. I always assumed it was from Sarah, but I did read it, and holy crap, it is the literal catnip for teen girls. Like, I was like feeling things I had never felt before from Twilight. And I also have a core memory around it because I was reading it the time that we had a big ice storm and it knocked out the power in our house for 3 days. And I remember lying. We had pulled the futon into the living room, and we were all sleeping in the living room because it had a wood burning fireplace. And I just remember laying on the futon on the ground and like the wood burning fires going and I'm reading Twilight. It was very aesthetic, but it was in 2000 and probably 9 or 10. Wait, 9?
No, it would have been like 2000 in middle school.
I'm thinking maybe I got the year that it was published wrong. Like that can't be right. Because in 2008, where isn't that when we were?
I was in high school.
Yeah,
was like
wait. Oh my God. It has to be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to correct that. Maybe the movie came out in 2008.
Yes. That makes sense.
2005. Okay. Oh my God. The book was published in 2005. So it means you were probably reading it in 2005. I was probably reading it in like 2006 because Sarah was on it. She was very literary. She always knew the cool books. But because it was in 2006, there was no social media, so I couldn't take like a cool picture and post it. So I had to wait all these years to talk about it. Yay, almost 20. Yeah, but like you, I want credit. Yeah. But because of our good friend Sarah, we were also early adopters. So we were like on the cutting edge of this. And I remember I did a book report on Twilight and nobody had any idea what it was. Like imagine a world where nobody knows what Twilight is. And I'm literally like doing the elevator pitch. And I was talking about Edward and I didn't reveal what he was. And everyone was like, what is he? Is he like a robot?
To not jump to vampires is like so crazy because that means it was before the vampire craze because like Twilight made the vampire craze.
I mean, really? And now everything was vampires. But then also some deep lore about Emily and I is that we did make a Twilight spoof / parody with our high school friends after the movie came out, and we were all sorely disappointed in it.
I was very first off like, oh, we knew about this before it was cool. Type cool, you know?
Yeah. It was like, read the book. Because we entered it in a library contest, too. That was for children, but here we are.
Yeah.
That wasn't the most embarrassing part of the whole scenario. The most embarrassing part of the whole scenario is when we made this movie, voted ourselves into winning viewer's choice, and then we hosted a premiere party for it. That was the dorkiest part, was the premiere party. We were 17. Like, we could have gone to war. Anyways, it's out there. It's on YouTube. I found it in like less than 30 seconds because I know the right combo of words. It's about 600 views. So we're out there more than some of our podcasts. But anyways, another fun fact about Twilight, it was also my first foray into fan fiction and my first and only. I did write a one shot where Bella had killed a human as her first hunt as a vampire. But that was before we got the lore that Bella is just like the most perfect human vampire girl and she would never actually kill anyone. Anyways, we were early adapters. We were like hipsters. We learned about it before it was cool. We were also like mega haters by the time the movie came out. Hence our parody.
Yes.
But then also the later books as well, because what the fuck? With Esme? That was so ridiculous. And then again, Bella just being the perfect vampire just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
I did not care for that.
Yeah, you just grow up, right? You said it made you feel new things. It's just the first romance you read. And then you're like, oh, actually, they're all kind of like this. Or, you know, a lot of them are.
Well, she had some, like I said, those quotes, those were bangers. Like, you're exactly my brand of heroin. Like, that was just like of the time, man. Right? Where you're listening to Death Cab for Cutie. And just like we were all like a little bit edgy, you know, MySpace emo kids. So it was like, that was just hit in that moment. So good. Just like heroin, right? But I find that as I age, Twilight is the perfect example of, like you said, of adolescence. It's an analogy for it because it was very intense and important at the time. And then you look back and you're like, what the hell was I doing? But then the older you get, the more you just kind of laugh at it. And that is like the same for the Twilight movies. But also, I've been to Forks, Washington twice. So there's that.
Yeah. I've been once. I bought our friend Sarah an ornament.
Yeah. One of the 2 times was together. So
yeah.
But I've posed in front of that sign 2 times.
Yep. Gotta. And now it's just cultural. It's just for like us millennial white women culture.
It is. Yeah. Who says we don't have culture?
Yeah.
So Twilight evolved from this like super serious romance when we first read it to like this nonsensical, campy joke. In honor of this metamorphosis. We wanted to do a little bit more campy vampy and a little less sexy vampy. And so we're not going to take ourselves too seriously this episode. In fact, we're going to explore the crack ships that fans are enjoying, even if they are far from canonical. So we got 4 good ones to look at today. And I actually am like, the more I learned about them, I'm like, yeah, I could see it. Only one of them I was kind of like, meh, which I'll tell you which one it is as we go through. All right. But the first crack ship that I want to talk about today is the central love story to Twilight that everybody is forgetting. And that is, of course, the dadmance of Charlie Swan and Carlisle Cullen.
I'll start with Carlisle because I have thoughts. So yeah, we have or the ship Charlisle, which is cute.
Yes, it goes together just like the characters kind of do if you think about it.
So yeah, starting with Carlisle. So that is the vamp daddy extraordinaire. Rachel really was a mustard on this. He is the primo vamp of the fam. And also the moral compass, but he's kind of the de facto dad. He is the one who influences them to be vegetarian, which it doesn't mean they just eat vegetables. It just means they don't eat humans. Right. And he is perpetually 23 years old and a medical doctor.
And nobody bats an eye.
And everybody's fine with that. This 23-year-old with his little group of teenagers.
Adopted teenagers.
Weird. But so... having read Midnight Sun, I know that Carlisle is in fact the supreme villain of the series because I spent 600 pages in Edward's head, and Edward has to be there forever.
And that's torture.
Like thinking about it, I was like, he's 109 years old, but he's also 17. So you're just stuck. They're all stuck as teenagers. It's like would be a hell. That would be a bad time.
That is definitely not ideal. And then I've also, one of the creators that I watched a lot of her videos in preparation for this, she describes him as a cult leader as opposed to like vamp daddy extraordinaire. And so she's just like, he's just recruiting all these vampires that like to his way of life, and that
and they're like disenfranchised because Edward's like a new vampire. He doesn't really get to make a choice.
Yeah.
He didn't choose to be a vampire either.
Because he thought he was doing the greater good by saving him. But I think anybody would know that it's probably better to die than to live forever when your 23-year-old doctor can't save you.
Yeah.
So then they're, of course, pairing Carlisle with Charlie, who is the stable, reliable, boring man who Bella's mom procreated with and then left because he was too boring. And he is a police chief in a small town and owner of an old red pickup, which becomes very important to the story. Mm-hmm. He is also a mere mortal man, probably in his late 40s, maybe, with an elder teen daughter, right? You would guess. But then again, this is Mormon logic. And as I learned on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they have babies young. So he could be in his 30s, honestly, with an 18-year-old daughter. Easy. He could be 38.
They got together, got married young, got divorced. That's very Mormon.
That is very Mormon. Again, that's like the hallmark of their culture. As I'm learning from The Secret Lives of the Mormon Wives.
Per Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
But this ship started as like a joke that maybe became real. Kind of like, what if we put the two most normcore characters together? Or at least the most drama free? Because before Midnight Sun, you're just like Carlisle, like, yeah, he's a good guy. Again, that there's some area of gray there. Yeah. So fans got to explore this relationship, and it's one that they found to be a lot more like fluff and domestic and a lot less dead dove.
Just drama free. They kind of just go together, the two dads raising their families. Well, I don't know if you raise vampires, but they're around.
You at least have to look at them a lot. Yeah. And they're just like
supporting
way more
their family.
Steady and protective. And like the fic leans into that. And it's kind of more about their lives together, or like lives in a small town, and exploring the softer side of the vampire world, which again, I think the name even goes together. Charlisle is like really good. And okay, the scenario in which this relationship tends to emerge is actually like low-key believable. The police, a small town, right? Set the stage. Small town, Forks, Washington. There's one police chief and there's like one town doctor. They definitely interact a lot. right? Both are like important, notable people in town, and you can kind of like imagine them working together and like slowly building intimacy. You got like late night ER runs or like police reports where they got to like talk about medical stuff, right? And it turns into like banter, and like that connection builds over time. And then I was like, wait a minute. What if they even like team up to solve murders together?
I love that. They solve for police, small town, police chief, doctor, secret vampire.
Like, I'd watch the hell out of that. That is a great idea, and we are giving it to the world for free.
They can solve like murders, solve paranormal murders. There could be like tension where like he can't know I'm a vampire.
Yeah. And then after like 2 seasons, he finds out.
Yeah.
When he's like, why don't you look any older? No, if that's not a fanfic out there already, it needs to be. And that's not the last great fanfic idea I have for this series. So buckle in, guys. But a piece of me also thinks that this is maybe just a ship that's built on wish fulfillment, because Charlie is like weirdly lonely in the books. Like in a series that is so fixated on romantic relationships being like the highest thing ever, right? It's so much so that the author will like custom bake romantic partners in other characters' ovens, so that they have a person who's like soulmater than soulmate. It's just like kind of sad that Charlie's just alone at the end. It just kind of feels odd, right? So people are putting this together so like Charlie's not like left out, but then also one of the things that I thought was really sad, actually, about the ending and like Bella becoming a vampire was that she had to leave her human life behind. Like she was like, maybe I can see my mom and dad a few more times, but like obviously they're gonna catch on when she stops aging, and eventually they're gonna die. And so she's just like leaving that all behind. And I think a lot of people don't want that to happen. They don't want like Charlie's a character that they loved, right? Like, he's one of the like popular ones, and yeah, people don't want him to get left behind. So if he finds a way into the vamp family, then, you know, he gets to stay and they get to stay connected.
Aw.
And there's some really funny artwork that I put in here that's like very interestingly photoshopped images.
I love how the lighting's bad. Every single one is like they're in different lighting.
Obviously,
they're like
yeah.
Photoshopped together like they're embracing, but
It looks like a collage you would have made from like magazines. Yeah. I like the one where Carl's biting Charlie and he's just like, this is fine. It's funny. I like that one. That's what started me adding all the artwork to the notes because that one was hilarious. And so that one has 174 fics on AO3. So
not the least amount that we're going to talk about, but not the most.
No, far from the most. It seems to be maybe one of those ships that's more like talked about than it is written about and actually obsessed over. It's like
some jokey pictures, some jokey text posts.
What's funny about this? Just kidding. But like, I give it like 3.5 out of 5 stars out of all the ships. And the next one I think is actually the second most popular. Yes. So a little bit more fans are on board with it. And that is the ship between besties, Bella, who we've talked about, and Alice Cullen.
Edward's sister, kind of younger in the like fiction that they have going. I think younger.
Oh, okay.
I don't
remember the order
I don't
at all.
know.
And I
I
don't remember.
guess they're all the same age. I don't know. I think maybe she was just shorter. So I was like,
they're
she's
all
younger.
like fostered or something. Like that's the story. They're all adopted or fostered. Why a 23-year-old would adopt a bunch of like teenagers, nobody knows. But
they're all dating each other,
and they're all dating each other. But weird.
When you said this one, I was like, yes, I see it. That makes sense. This one makes sense.
Of course she likes Italian. Her name's Bella. I just pulled that like from the depths of my brain.
Yeah. So you have Bella and Alice. So we already talked about Bella. Alice is, right, Edward's one of the other vampires. She's the kind of manic pixie dream girl to Bella's awkward adorkableness. She literally has a pixie cut.
Literally, how do you get
like
more
the
mani
short
pixie
hair? Yeah, it's like a
she's
part of her
different.
character.
And she's like bubbly and happy, right? Isn't that like her thing?
Friendly. She's friendly, welcoming, and her special vampire power is that she can see the future, or like the future based on people's decisions. So she like sees things, and there are things that like could happen.
Yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Like they said, they're all dating each other. She's dating an ex-Confederate soldier for some reason.
Like,
so
why did that need to be in there? Like, there was literally no reason, Stephanie. Like, and he's
so
like,
yeah, break that up.
yeah, and his like whole personality is just that he like wants to eat Bella more than the other ones, right? Like he doesn't do a lot. I don't remember. People liked him, I guess, because he was edgier, but he was never for me. And that's apparently the case for a lot of fans, because fans see Alice, not Edward, as the vamp that Bella deserves, right? She is immediately welcoming and warm to Bella, like brings her into their circle and is like, yep, we besties now. And she's kind of her, what do you call it, like buddy or whatever, when you're new somewhere, there's somebody assigns you a buddy. She's like that into the vampire world.
So I remember in Midnight Sun, Alice was as invested in Bella as like Edward was, because Edward was all like, because she smells extra good to him, and he's like, I want to be with her, but I might murder her, what will I do? And the rest of the vampires are just like, whatever, like we would prefer you not kill her because then we'd have to move, but like accidents happen.
Like, yeah,
nobody's
we all
perfect.
slip.
Yeah, like, do your best. Whereas Alice is like, do not fuck this up for me, because she can see the future. So she sees a future with Bella where they're like besties. So she's like, I already love her, don't murder her.
Aww.
So from the jump, Alice is team Bella.
Yeah, and she was like down to change her right away too, because there's so much drama around, will she become a vampire or not? And Alice is like, yeah, make her one right away, like skip all this drama, let's just make her a vamp, which is what Bella
like,
wanted.
if it wouldn't
too.
cause a big rift in my family, she was like, I would have done it.
Yeah. And she's also the one who's like the most involved in Bella's life outside of just like through Edward. She like cares about her as a person, and don't they do activities together? Like she like, I don't know, I feel like she makes her over or something. I don't know.
They kind of hang out. There's a time where Edward has her like kidnap her for her own good or whatever, with, when she's not supposed to be doing dangerous things with Jacob. But yeah, they're actually like the other vampires. They're like distant in-laws.
Right.
Alice, they actually have like a relationship.
And again, it's odd because of Alice's gift, right? Where she can see the future, where she sees them being best friends. So then she's instantly like, we're best friends. She's very confident in that. And so, yeah, it lets her kind of not hold her at arm's length like the other vampires. And it's almost kind of like fated mates even, where it's like, you can't escape it. Like this, we're going to be besties forever. We're going to be in each other's lives, and we're going to mean a lot to each other. And because she's got that positive spin on it, and that confidence, she's able to be in Bella's life and like love her in a way that's not controlling or stalking or weird like Mr. Edward does. That's also just like people like that a lot more than the rightfully called out problems with Edward and Bella.
She comes in through the door instead of the window when she hangs out.
That's like the perfect analogy. And it's like it's obviously the most natural jump for a sapphic relationship in the series, because they're already like best buds, right? And Bella, being as special as she is, has complicated relationships with most of the other female characters, right? Because when you're the most special girl, other women are of course jealous. Right? Yeah. There was also she had a human friend named Angela, didn't she? And Angela was nice.
There was like one, nice human friend, and then there was the kind of bitchy one played by Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, Jessica. They were like frenemies. Anyways.
Yeah.
But because these characters have that close canonical relationship, it's natural to make the jump to romance. And this one works well with fans, because it's not like you don't have to do a lot of canonical work to make it happen. You just kind of like, you're not changing the pieces, the game pieces and the game board. You can use kind of like the same pieces in the same game board, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you just like get a kiss in there.
Yeah, which there's probably plenty of opportunity for that to happen. Again, eternity is a long time. So who's to say that Bedward, is that what their ship name is called? I'm naming it Bedward. Who's to say Bedward's still together in 200 years? A lot can change. Maybe he died. Maybe that's the story. But anywho, again, just like Carlisle, not everybody thinks that Alice is as purely intentioned as first expected. I watched one creator whose name is Corinne, and she had a lot of videos. Corinne on TikTok is where you find her. But Corinne, just type in Corinne in Twilight and you'll get all her stuff. And she's like, knows a lot of stuff.
Is she who wrote one? Let me look it up. There's a book about Twilight. Oh no, Sarah Elizabeth Gallagher wrote Why We Love and Hate Twilight.
Oh.
She's also, I think, on TikTok and stuff, making videos.
Well, shoot, I should have watched some of her stuff.
I did listen to the book. I did like it.
Oh, wow. You've really done your research on this, building up for this moment. So according to some interpretations, Alice is actually pretty shady and self-serving, which I think that's just a thing for vampires, right? But her gift of foresight seems to come and go when it's convenient, right? So when she sees something she wants, like her built-in best friend, she will make it happen. But other times where things get a little dicey, she might not step in to prevent it. One of the examples is when Alice throws a birthday party for Bella and it goes horribly wrong when our clumsy gal Bells gets a paper cut and then Jasper loses a shit and tries to eat her and chaos ensues. But a lot of fans are like, well, why didn't she see this and prevent it from happening? So some of the theories is that it wasn't decision based, like nobody decided to get her a paper cut. But then a lot of people do think that she knew it was coming and just let it play out anyway because it was serving her ends, which was maybe making the rest of the family realize that they should change Bella sooner than later. So, and then again, that's a pretty big level, but even as small as like Bella didn't want this birthday party, but Alice forced it on her. Like some people say that Alice sees Bella as kind of like her little human doll that she gets to play with and like dress up and do things for. And I could see that a little bit based on the interaction. I don't think that Stephanie Meyer was writing quite to that level. But I think as with Carlisle, a lot of the choices that she does make, that is like you're not supposed to read into deeply. If you do, you're kind of like, oh.
Yeah, she's always dressing Bella up. I think she kind of like plans the whole wedding. I don't think Bella really wanted a wedding. Yeah.
But anyways, so that's the criticism.
I also saw the criticism that people wanted Alice to date them instead. So
like it was a self-insert like original character.
Just like, I just want Alice for myself.
Yeah, because again, of that era,
like
Manic Pixie Dream Girls were very popular. And also in the series of Twilight, a like happy, bright character that wasn't just miserable all the time. That was also a rarity. So
right. Really not that anyone else.
Yeah, she wasn't insufferable to be around. So I could also see why people would latch onto that.
And total on AO3, 638. So pretty solid jump from our last one, but still not the top.
No, and this is definitely one of the more popular ships, but they enjoy it because it is considered to be less toxic than maybe Bella and Edward. But come on, people. We've been doing this podcast for over a year now, right? We know what sells. And so, hey, buckle in, Dramione girlies. I have got a pairing for you. This is a huge missed opportunity, and we're going to get into it. And that is, of course, and that is the pairing of Bella and a character that I had totally forgot existed called Arrow. Do you remember who Arrow is, Emily?
He's one of the Volturi. He's one of the like spooky bad ones. I didn't know which one. I did look up. He is the one played by Michael Sheen, which I think is very funny. Because I just see like Michael Sheen seems so nice that I can't take him seriously as like a villain.
No, yeah, that's exactly it. He is one of the main leaders of the Volturi, who, if you aren't familiar, are basically the vampiric council from What We Do in the Shadows, which is AKA the top vamps on the school playground. And we meet him in New Moon when Edward decides that he's going to commit suicide by cop and expose himself to humans. Expose himself as in his glittering skin.
Yes.
This is when we meet the Volturi. And of the 3 head honchos, one is Arrow, and he's powerful and cunning. He likes to collect gifted vampires to like fill out his personal guard, and he uses them to maintain his power by using their powers, right? Exploiting them. But apparently he's pretty charismatic, and he's like a little bit theatrical, which I like that. But he has this calm demeanor that hides a very strategic and ruthless ruler. And some of the lore I got on TikTok was that he actually killed his own sister for his own advantage. She was like messing with one of his other guards, and so he was like, you're out. Done. And plus he's got a pretty interesting vamp superpower, is in that he can read every thought somebody has ever had just by touching them, which that doesn't sound...
Can he decide which ones he wants to hear, or do you just get them all at once? Because it would mostly be... That would... Yeah.
I'm imagining like a thumb drive moving the files into his head, and he has to like sort through them. Because how else would you make sense of that? That's like a strategy in a lawsuit when they want some information and you just send them boxes and boxes and boxes. Right. Like, how are you going to find the needle in the haystack?
It'd just be like, I'm hungry. I really want a coffee. I don't want to be at work anymore.
Oh my God. Should I get the cake pop with my Starbucks? But I already had like a little bit of creamer in my coffee this morning, and it's like, it's too much sugar, and really you need to be watching that. Like that's like,
did
the
they think
monologue.
I was weird? Did I come off as weird?
Oh my God, remember when I filmed a Twilight parody with my friends? When other people were out partying and drinking, I was making a fake premiere party in my basement. But yeah, apparently this is actually super helpful. But just like Eddie, there is one person's mind who is a fortress that he cannot crack. And that, of course, is the most specialist girl of all, Bella motherfucking Swan. And now we're going to see how this is going, right? So in the movie, Arrow is instantly intrigued when he meets Bella. He has to know what her deal is. And of course, like, everyone knows mystery is attractive. We can definitely see where this is going, right? Not just me. I don't know. Usually I'm not a dark romance girl, but this is like the one I like the most of all of the Crackships. But he is somebody who's used to getting what he wants. And so when he can't get what he wants, what does he do? He becomes obsessed with having it. It's like that fixation paired with desire and like almost a little bit of admiration. Like, ooh, you're so good at being the most special girl, Bella. I respect you. Which is a very different spin from every other vampire she's been at this point. It's just like, I want to eat you. You smell good. You know? Like, that's kind of cool. This elevates the tension and the romance of the canon Twilight, because it's not just, I want to eat ya. And I'm fighting it. It becomes more like a high stakes like chess game, right? Where you're trying to outsmart your opponent and they're always 5 steps ahead of you and you're like on guard and playing the game, right? I thought it was like a little bit, it was like Twilight for adults.
He has to like win her over. Maybe she doesn't want to be won over, but I mean, he's like rich and lives in Italy, so like maybe she kind of does.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it would scratch the itch for those romantasy girlies, like, you know, captive young woman in a foreign court with a edgy and kind of standoffish overlord guy. Does that not sound familiar? So like a lot of the tropes like fit into that, right? With like Bella being married and like a political arrangement because the Cullens are like trying to please the Volturi and try not to get everybody killed. Or the fact that she's even captured because Arrow is so obsessed with her and she goes from being prisoner to queen of the vamps. Which of course that would happen to Bella Swan because she's, as I mentioned, the most perfect vampire and special girl ever. And this is also, I think, refreshing because it makes Bella interesting for a change. She's not just like this passive character who's just like being bounced around from vampire to werewolf or whatever, just being like, oh no, what's going to happen next? But she'd be like going toe to toe with this guy and like have to actually have some autonomy. And
well,
then
and Edward, right? Part of the appeal of her to him is also he can't read her mind, but instead he's like, I want to be with you, but I can't. And he literally, like in this book, dumps her. And he knew he was going to dump her. In Midnight Sun, he takes her to prom knowing he's about to dump her.
Oh, Edward.
So, yeah, at least Arrow goes for it.
Right. And like, of course, Edward also reads this all as like, I can't read her thoughts, so I won't trust anything she fucking says to me. Like when she says our vampire boning session was good, like she has to be lying. But when Arrow finds out that he can't read her mind, like he does not react in like anger or frustration. You know, like that's kind of like, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. He's literally just curious and he like wants to know more. And who doesn't love a good regulated king? Like a man who is cool with hearing no. Like that already is more interesting to me. Because also like pure love, romance for the ages, love conquers all. Boo. That's not what the people are about these days. We want morally gray and dark romances, guys. Just look at the freaking finances. We love darker romances. We, the readers, are just proving that point with our pocketbooks. And so there are only 150 works of this ship on AO3. And I'm like, guys, this is a missed opportunity. Like, this is literally manacled. Guys, get on it. Get your bag. Is it just me or do you see it? Do you see the potential here?
I see it. I see the potential. Because I also read animosity as like sexy. So
wow. Get ready for the next ship then.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, out of all the 4 that I covered, the crack ships, I was like, this is actually like this could be a book on its own.
Yeah, I like this because that could be its own thing. When you described a human in the vampire court has to navigate it with a standoffish king prince or whatever, like you could get that book. That's out there.
That's already exists.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yes. I think the fans have a hard time with like Vittori just equals evil, right? And so they don't want to deal with it. Like when they murder hordes of tourists, which I literally always think about whenever I go on a tour in Europe. Is this the time I meet the vampire horde?
I'm about to get snacked on.
Anyways, that part haunted me. But yes, you mentioned animosity being sexy.
Yes.
And that is going to bring us to our big heavy hitter of the Twilight crack ships. And that is the biggest crack ship of them all. And you can see, we haven't really talked a lot about the main boy of the series. And now it is his time to shine because we are shipping Edward himself. And he and this new partner have something very much in common. And that is that they're both super into Bella. Or are they? Maybe they're just into her because she has what they can never have. And that is, of course, the ship between Edward and Jacob Black or Jake Ward.
I think that one is why we're doing this episode. We were like pitching ideas, and Rachel was like, Twilight, Bella, and Alice.
Yeah, what are the other ships? I don't know if
Jacob, Jake Word. Like, we have to do it.
Jake Word. That's ridiculous. I just want to call it Jake Wad. It sounds like a playground taunt. Hey, Jake Wad. Oh my gosh. And it's great. And we haven't even introduced who Jacob is yet.
Yes.
Like, we've hinted at him, but Jacob is Bella's best friend who she gets super close with after Edward dumps her and leaves her literally on the forest floor. He's like, bye, bitch. You know?
Leave her on the ground.
Yes.
That's a thing. Oh, what is that called? I watched a YouTube video about men who just like leave their girlfriends out on hikes. Alpining or something. Alpine divorce. Alpine divorce. I think that's what it's called. So Edward pulls a forks divorce.
And then again, a fantastic piece of literary device where there was like 3 or 4 pages in a row that were just the name of the month.
It was September, October, November, or October, November, December, because those were the 3 months in my coworker's calendar where
that nothing happened. Yeah.
The picture for that month was like the text of the month, like from the movie, that shot from the movie.
Yeah, because there's like nothing happened. Like her world crumbled without her high school vampire boyfriend. Until she gets involved with Jacob, who is a teen at the neighboring Indian reservation. And she like works with him to fix up motorcycles. And eventually they start ramping up to doing more and more reckless things because the adrenaline makes Bella feel alive again. Which, I mean, she spent a lot of time with a bunch of people who wanted to murder her. So I could see where that would she's kind of up the ante.
Addicted to the rush.
Yes.
She would also hear Edward's voice in her mind. And I felt there was like a magical realism aspect to it where it was kind of like, was that his voice? But that doesn't make sense. So it wasn't. She was just hearing things.
Yeah. And so she would do dangerous things just so she could hear him.
Because he would tell her not to do it. He was, controlling even when he's not there.
Classic Edward. But it turns out little Jakey ain't no ordinary Quaalude teenager either. Nope. Because his people have a genetic adaptation. It's ridiculous. That makes them turn into werewolves so that they can fight off vamps. And because the Cullens are hanging around too much, particularly Edward's relationship with Bella, I think, factors in, Jacob goes through the change where he becomes a wolf and then instantly 25. Sorry, again, age is very weird in this series. Everybody's got like weird age stuff going on. Anyways, also goes without saying, he is in love with Bella.
Yes, yeah. And that's a big part of Eclipse is who will she choose? You know, Team Edward, Team Jacob. I don't think anyone ever actually thought she'd pick Jacob, but you know.
I had hope, man. I was Team Jacob. Edward was just so much. So we have a very good foundation built on an enemies to lovers trope, right?
Yes. They're competing for their romantic interest. You also have vampire and werewolf, two houses, both alike in dignity in Fair Forks, Washington, where we lay our seed.
It's literally written in the stars. They're star-crossed lovers.
Star-crossed.
This tension between them, it comes on instantly and it comes on strong because they both want the same thing, but they just can't escape each other, and that's what makes it so great.
They're both happy. They gotta, circle around the same woman, but also there's like vampire hijinks happening. They gotta work together to defend Forks.
Yes, from the vampires, right?
From the vampire army from Eclipse that we all remember
very clearly. Was that the tent scene, or is that from
maybe? Yeah, I think that's in Eclipse.
Okay,
because that's she officially chooses Edward.
Yeah. That's pretty important to this ship here because they're in that forced proximity and she like can't quit either of them. They're around each other a lot. And while Edward was like always rattling off that like cryptic Tumblr romance lines to Bella, like he and Jacob are actually having banter. They're like having the chat. I remember when I was reading it, I was like, look forward to scenes where they were together because the chemistry between the two characters, I was just like, my heart was like a flutter. I mean, I guess because you're like putting yourself in Bella's shoes. We're like, ooh, two boys like me. But also just like, the most personality Edward ever had was when he was talking to Jacob. Like some of his lines, does he ever wear a shirt or like stuff like that? And Jacob's taunting him with his mind thoughts. And it's like all this stuff is happening behind the scenes and Bella's like, what's happening?
I just can't decide.
Eat it up. I eat it up. And it kind of felt like more than romantic rivalry at some points where they were like super obsessed with each other. Again, the lady doth protest too much. So Edward can read Jacob's mind, and this is like a fun little twist because that means there's no secrets, right? So there's like this inherent level of intimacy that these two characters also share, and it shows that Jacob like isn't just like using her or whatever. He like really is in love with her. And I think in the book, Bella's like, we were soulmates, but Edward and I were something more than soulmates or some bullshit.
She's like if the paranormal didn't get involved, then like Jacob would be my partner. Like I would end up with him. But since things are paranormal now, Edward's her extra soulmate. And talking about like his thoughts, I remember in Midnight Sun, so this is before like Jacob hasn't had his glow up, so there's like, and Edward hasn't dumped Bella, so they're not like in competition yet. There's I think a scene with Jacob in it where Edward reads his thoughts, and Edward's like so judgy to everybody about their thoughts, but Jacob he actually likes, and he just has like only good thoughts, like he's just like a happy warm guy. I think he might like compare him to a puppy as a little wink to
that he's a dog. So he has that part of him, and he can see like his intentions are pure even when things are messy with the relationship, right? Because we get a little menage a trois action when we have a vamp wolf special girl camp out, and it's like really, really cold in Washington. And so Stone Cold Eddie can't like help Bella keep her body temp up. So, and because everybody knows dogs run between 100 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit, she needs him to survive. So Bella has to snug with Jacob while Ed just like kind of watches in the corner. They got him a special chair.
Yeah.
But
The like eye contact they make.
they just like stare at each like they're literally after Bella falls asleep, they just sit there and stare at each other. Nuts. But anyways, so this scene is like the two boys are like forced to literally be around each other, but there's like a confrontation happens, but that confrontation they reach some kind of understanding, which is kind of sweet. Like the intimacy and the connections start to build. And as that's happening, they have to team up and work together to fight the vampire army and to fight the Volturi. And the werewolves and the vampires are working together a lot more for people who are like sworn enemies. Now they're building that intimacy, that connection, and they're like reluctant partners. Again, like, do we have to spell it out for everybody? This is the total buildup of a romance, like many romance novels are very popular right now. And honestly, I'd like to see it. I would see this one.
There's also, I think, a version of Twilight where it becomes like, why choose? Because there is a moment, I think, during the spooky pregnancy where Edward's like, Bella, if you want kids this badly, Jacob can do it. Oh. He offers for like them to have kids. So
I don't remember that, but that sounds like some stupid shit Edward would say.
But I feel like they love Bella so much. She could have swung a Polly situation out of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe let them discover some things about themselves along the way.
Maybe. For example, so where this goes in the books, Jacob does not end up all alone because he imprints on Bella and Edward's spooky vampire child, Renesmee, the infant, like the day she's born.
Why, Stephanie?
It's so weird. But there's a joke that like his attraction to Bella was never really about Bella. He could just like sense her egg, her like Renesmee's genetic makeup in there. But then people are like, well, if that's true for Bella, then wouldn't he be into Edward and his half of the DNA as well?
Well, that half isn't as long, right? Sperm doesn't live as long. It like comes and goes.
It could have been like just 1 week where he's like, I don't know.
That's a fic right there. Jacob wakes up one morning and he's like, Edward, you're looking good.
Yeah, that's why he freaked out at their wedding. Was it like vampire related?
That's hilarious. Again, write the fic. Somebody.
Right. But also, if we get into the vampire biology, all of your fluids turn into venom when you become a vampire. So, like, it might not even work like that.
There's apparently a lot of information on the Twilight website about vampire procreation. Yes. Because it raises a lot more questions than it answers some of the things that happen.
Yeah.
The whole ending of Jacob's arc is super unsatisfying because he just like falls in love with the vampire infant and then has to like wait for her to age up in 8 years or something. So it ages super fast. Again, weird stuff.
So then until she's old enough to be fuckable. Well, that's why she ages up so fast, I guess.
Yeah, he's canonically, as we mentioned, 25 forever. So,
anyway,
and nobody knows how old she's gonna look either.
Yeah, when's she gonna stop?
Yeah, nobody knows. It's surely not gonna be 30. 30 might as well be dead. But anyways. The dynamic is good. And as I said, the banter was good. I remember it being very fun and very exciting.
It kind of being like an exciting part of it. They're going to be together. What are they going to...
What's going to happen? Yeah. Is Jacob going to weaponize his thoughts and send Edward dirty images of what he's imagining? Because I feel like that was implied at times.
Probably. Edward would hate that. Edward's never been horny in his life. Not until he met... I know it personally. He was like, what are these feelings?
He's the antithesis of horny. Oh man. And this dynamic is definitely one that is cute and I think has a lot of potential. It also lends itself well to AUs because it's a little bit hard to write out of the scenario that they're in. But it does appear in a lot of different AUs on AO3, which the one you wrote down, which I thought was really funny.
I was just like taking notes and I was like, right, they're from like rival clan, one's a vampire, one's a werewolf. And I was like, but what if they had to like get married for like a peace treaty?
Yeah, to link the
I was like,
families
ooh, that
together.
could be an AU. I'm sure that's out there. I didn't look through all 700 of these fics, so.
Oh my
I'm sure
God.
it's out there.
Oh, it is. There's definitely something, right?
Yeah.
It's like one's an alpha and one's an omega. Because I'm like, I saw that with like
for
Belinda, right? In Alpha Buff. I just like put the mental image in my mind of like Jacob's at the wedding. They're like, here's your vampire bride offering. And they walk down the aisle and they like lift the veil and it's Robert Pattinson. I just thought that would be hilarious. So that's Emily's AU. and
They already have a treaty.
I like it. But a lot of the common AUs that people are using for these two characters are like roommates in college, right? Or colleagues, or even sports rivals.
Ooh, sports. Sports
Which is
very hot right now.
Yes. And it all kind of centers around the same formula of two people who are a little too fixated on each other in a situation where they're stuck together and then essentially just watch the sparks fly.
And another kind of pro. So we've talked about it. Edward, his kind of controlling nature. Jacob, like full on, kind of does a sexual assault on Bella in one of the books. So let's just like get them both away from Bella. Bella doesn't need that in her life. She can get with Alice. Just get these two weirdos together.
Or go be an Italian vampire princess. Come on.
There you go.
What is the name of that family that was over there?
Volturi?
No, the real history one. The Medicis. Should be like the
Medici?
Medicis of vampire.
The new Medicis.
That
Or
would be-
Borgia. They were the kind of more like...
Borgia. That's the one I was thinking of too.
More sexy ones, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let her live that life. But these are the most popular of all of our crack ships tonight. And it comes in at 741 fics on AO3.
Yes, of course. The two guys. Makes sense.
Yeah. I was hoping dadmance would be a little higher, but what are you going to do? So that's the 4 crack ships of Twilight that we're covering tonight. It was a lot of fun. I've forgotten so much about Twilight, and I had a lot of fun revisiting it. Which was your favorite? If you had to pick one of these to read about, like, which one would you pick?
Initially, I do love an enemies to lover, and I was thinking Jake Word, but I got excited while we were talking about Charlie and Carlisle and their potential buddy crime solving show. So
Yeah, that's my second.
That one could be good too.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun to write that. And again, you write it as Charlie and Carlisle, it spins off easily.
Yes,
You could be create, slightly change it. You got new characters. You got a bestseller.
You just gotta make Carlisle should be, instead of like a doctor, you just shift into medical examiner, and then they work at night, and that would work.
And he's
with the
with
vampire
the dead people. He's like cool with the dead people. Oh my God! And what if he had some Gideon the Ninth necromancer power? And he could talk to the dead people a little bit.
If you switch up his vampire power, make it a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay, we got to write this. Let's write well, it is interesting though, because Charlie is 40 and he's gonna have a little twink boyfriend on the side. 23-year-old blonde.
Oh, he's 23.
That's
right.
Nuts. And I remember when I read the book, I was like, yeah, totally believable.
I just assumed he was adult. Yeah, that was a whole mind opening that him and Esme lead this family. Their frontal lobes aren't even developed either.
Well, Esme, I learned in a video, is 26. So she is canonically the oldest vampire.
She just has I must make all the decisions.
Yeah, until little Rasputin grows up and nobody knows how old she's going to be.
Yeah.
But I think it was pretty obvious from my perspective that I kind of liked Bella and Arlo the best. I think that, and it's somebody who is a major Dramione hater. I guess it's it wasn't a major Dramione hater. I can understand the vibes. It's, I guess, the childhood bullying thing was what I couldn't get past. But when you take that out of it and you just have the sexy power struggles, yeah. Yeah.
And Draco doesn't have the power to begin with. Aro, he's older. He's not all these teenagers. He's established. He has a career.
Yeah, he's got a whole court.
He already has the power. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Charlisle was my second favorite because I want to see them solve mysteries. Like, put them in Seattle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like Charlie is police chief, and then either like one of them's got to be a consultant, right? One of them has to be able to operate outside of the law.
Right. I mean, right. That's the vampire. He's got to be. He's the medical examiner or something.
Yeah,
I
the
think you could
specialist
keep it,
they call in.
Yeah, exactly. For like when the murders are extra weird and maybe a little paranormal.
Yes, and like every
you could keep
fifth
it little
one or
town.
something.
Yeah, you could keep it small town and give it maybe like Twin Peaks vibe, like weird, creepy small towns.
Yeah, I just how many people would die in a small town? I guess
that's just how these go.
Yeah, I
It's
guess like every once in a while they could like go to Seattle or something.
Right. It's like Midsummer Murders where you're like, this is like the most dangerous place in the world.
Yeah, why live here?
These little like country towns in England that have an incredibly high like murder rate.
Mortality rate.
Yeah.
All right. We don't have any scores to give. We don't have anything. We've ranked them. And I think that there's two that come out on top, in my opinion. And it seems like you agree. So that's it for our Twilight Crackship Showdown. We hope you had fun because we did. And if you have any more crack ships from Twilight you want us to look into, email us at shiphappenssisters@gmail.com, or give us a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or you could just let us know any other ship you want us to look into that you're curious about, or you want to hear two people talk about for an hour. Also, if you enjoyed the episode, please leave us a rating and review wherever, all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we will see you right back here in another 2 weeks, because you know that we are in deep shit.